Nannie Doss giggled for the cameras, her sweet grandmotherly smile hiding a chilling secret. She confessed to killing 4 of her 5 husbands, shocking 1950s America. The press dubbed her the Giggling Granny, a name that captured the bizarre contrast between her appearance and her crimes. Reporters swarmed her Oklahoma town, desperate to understand how such an ordinary woman could be a serial killer. In court, Nannie sat smiling, chuckling as she recounted her life and her dead husbands. Her cheerful demeanor in the face of murder baffled the nation. She didn't fit the image of a cold-blooded killer. She looked like a neighbor, a friend, a grandmother. That was the most terrifying part, evil hiding in plain sight. Her story became a cautionary tale, whispered for generations. People began to look twice at the unassuming figures in their own lives. If the giggling granny could be a killer, who else might be hiding a dark secret? Nannie Doss's tale wasn't just about murder. It was about deception and the masks people wear. Her case forced America to confront an uncomfortable truth. Evil doesn't always look evil. Sometimes it looks just like Grandma. And that's what made her story unforgettable. To understand Nannie Doss, we go back to Blue Mountain, Alabama, 1905. Born Nancy Hazel, her childhood was harsh. Her father ruled with an iron fist, keeping his daughters isolated on the family farm. Joy and freedom were rare. Her world was small and controlled. Nannie's only escape was her mother's romance magazines, filling her head with dreams of perfect love. Her longing for love, and her willingness to do anything to get it, would soon take a deadly turn. Nannie's search for perfect love would become a nightmare for everyone she met. At 16, Nannie married Charlie Braggs, hoping for escape. Instead, she found herself trapped again, this time with a controlling mother-in-law and a husband who drank heavily. 4 daughters in 4 years added to the strain. Then tragedy. 2 daughters died suddenly, blamed on food poisoning. No one suspected foul play, but in hindsight, it was a dark omen. Charlie, sensing danger, fled with their oldest daughter, leaving Nannie and the baby behind. He later claimed he left out of fear. He was the only husband to survive her. Their marriage ended in divorce, leaving Nannie alone and bitter. But she didn't give up on her dream of perfect love. Instead, she blamed the men who failed her, not her own expectations. Charlie wasn't her Prince Charming, so she moved on. Thus began a deadly pattern, searching for a new man, a new life, and a new chance at happiness, no matter the cost. The dream of romance had curdled into something far more dangerous. Nannie's story was no longer about love. It was about survival, control, and soon, murder. The stage was set for her next victim. After divorcing Charlie, Nannie turned to Lonely Hearts columns, the dating apps of her day. She presented herself as a loving woman seeking a good man, and soon met Robert Franklin Harrelson. They married in 1929, and Nannie moved to Florida with her daughters. But Frank was an alcoholic with a violent streak, and the marriage soured quickly. Despite the turmoil, they stayed together for 16 years. Then, after a night of heavy drinking, Frank died. Nannie claimed it was a heart attack. She collected on his life insurance, and no one suspected a thing. Years later, she confessed to poisoning him with rat poison. Nannie had learned 2 things. Poison could solve her problems, and insurance money was a nice bonus. She played the grieving widow perfectly, hiding her true nature. With each death, she grew bolder and more confident. The Lonely Hearts columns became her hunting ground. Nannie's quest for love was now inseparable from her deadly ambitions. She was ready to try again, this time with even less hesitation. The Giggling Granny's deadly journey was just beginning. 2 years after Frank's death, Nannie found Arlie Lanning through another Lonely Hearts ad. They married after just 3 days, and for a while, things seemed hopeful. But Arlie was an alcoholic, and the cycle repeated. Romance soured by addiction. Nannie nursed him through illness. Then he died suddenly. The doctor blamed heart failure. The house burned down, and Nannie collected the insurance money. No one connected the dots. She was just seen as unlucky. After Arlie, Nannie moved in with her sister Dovie, who soon died as well. Again, the death was ruled natural, and suspicion never fell on Nannie. With pockets full of insurance money, she left town, searching for her next husband. The pattern was clear: romance, disappointment, death, and a payout. Yet, the giggling granny remained above suspicion. Each new marriage was another chance at her twisted version of happiness. The body count was rising, but Nannie's charm kept her safe. She was always on the move, always hunting for the next perfect man. And no one realized the danger until it was too late. Nannie's next target was Richard L. Morton, a retired businessman from Kansas. He wasn't an alcoholic, but Nannie claimed he was unfaithful. They married in 1952, and soon after, Nannie's mother came to live with them, only to die suddenly. Months later, Richard died under mysterious circumstances. Nannie told authorities he died while she handed him coffee. She collected on 3 life insurance policies, playing the grieving widow once again. By now, she had outlived 4 husbands, her mother, her sister, and 2 children. The deaths piled up, but Nannie remained above suspicion. With each success, she grew bolder and more skilled. Her motives were a toxic mix of greed and a twisted search for love. When her husbands disappointed her, she erased them and cashed in. The process became routine: charm, poison, profit, repeat. But her luck was about to run out. There was still one more husband to go, and this time, the truth would finally catch up to her. Nannie's final husband was Samuel Doss, a kind minister from Tulsa, Oklahoma. He was frugal and strict, disapproving of Nannie's beloved romance magazines. He refused to add her to his bank account or take out a life insurance policy. The marriage soured quickly. No romance, no financial opportunity. In September, Samuel was hospitalized with flu-like symptoms but recovered. Released on October 5th, he returned home, only to die that very night after a special meal from Nannie. This time, the sudden death raised suspicions. Samuel's doctor ordered an autopsy, suspecting foul play. The results were shocking. His body was filled with arsenic. The police turned their attention to Nannie, and her act as a grieving widow finally failed. The evidence was undeniable. Nannie Doss was arrested, and her deadly career was over. The giggling granny's reign of terror had come to an end. The truth was out, and the nation was horrified. Justice was finally catching up to Nannie Doss. The autopsy on Samuel Doss exposed Nannie's crimes, enough arsenic to kill several men. Police dug into her past, uncovering a trail of dead husbands and insurance policies. Faced with overwhelming evidence, Nannie confessed to killing 4 husbands. She claimed it wasn't for money, but for the perfect romance she never found. The press dubbed her the giggling granny, fascinated by her cheerful demeanor during interrogation. She laughed and joked, seemingly detached from her crimes. Her case became a national obsession. How could someone so ordinary be so deadly? Nannie was convicted for Samuel Doss's murder and sentenced to life in prison. The death penalty wasn't considered because she was a woman. She spent her final years in the Oklahoma State Penitentiary, dying of leukemia in 1965. Nannie never showed remorse, insisting she was just searching for love. Her story haunted the public imagination, a reminder that evil can wear a friendly face. The giggling granny became a legend in American crime. Her case forced people to question their assumptions about killers, and her chilling smile would never be forgotten. Nannie Doss's story left a permanent scar on America's psyche. The image of the giggling granny, a sweet grandmother hiding a killer's heart, challenged every assumption about evil. Her case proved that appearances can be deceiving and danger can lurk behind a smile. Was she a hopeless romantic or a cold predator? The truth was likely both. Her troubled childhood and obsession with romance shaped her, but greed played a major role. Nannie turned her quest for love into a deadly business model. Her story is more than true crime. It's a psychological drama about obsession and fantasy gone wrong. Each husband was erased when he failed to live up to her dream. The giggling granny became a legend, a cautionary tale whispered for generations. Her crimes are retold in books, documentaries, and podcasts, a chilling reminder to look beyond the surface. Behind every door, in every quiet town, there are secrets waiting to be uncovered. Some stories are about love and happiness. Others, like Nannie Doss's, are about poison, deception, and a search for perfect love that ended in death. Thanks for joining us for this chilling tale. Follow our channel for more stories hidden in the shadows. You never know what secrets we'll uncover next.